Hi everyone, I'm in Charlotte, North Carolina, and I just wanted to share something that I was reflecting on is that I'm a black belt in Taekwondo. And something that we learned in Taekwondo is that if someone grabs you by the wrist, for example, you break out and break away from that hold with their thumb. So if they're grabbing you and their thumb is here, you just pull in the direction of their thumb, and that's that weak spot, kind of like a latch that opens like a little gate, and that's where you're able to pull out your arm. And when I was reflecting on sharing the gospel with people that I know and people that I work with or come in contact with, it really encouraged me to think that over time, through a relationship with a person, you can find a sore spot in their life, or maybe a point of frustration, a point of weakness, and then use that to kind of break through that area to share the gospel with them. So something that might come to mind, for example, let's say you're talking with a coworker, and let's say it's someone who is of a Mormon background. And so in their worldview, a lot of it is very works righteous, where they feel they have to constantly be working to please God, and they have to constantly be doing and kind of just in a really exhausting way of just feeling like they always have to perform, they always have to achieve. And so if you get to know someone little by little, and if you have them open up to you and say, like, I feel really burnt out, I'm exhausted, I'm volunteering all the time, I'm doing all these different programs, I'm teaching all these different classes, then that shows you that that's a weak spot in their current worldview. And I feel like as a Christian that we have the truth. And so anyone who is not a Christian that believes something differently, there are going to be places where that eventually is not going to work out for them. Because they're following a false worldview, it's going to bump up against something in their life at one point or another. I kind of think of it as us having a bowl that's perfect and complete, so it can handle the water and everything from our life that flows into that bowl. But for someone who's not a Christian, they're going to have weak spots and holes and different things in their philosophy, and that's going to start to leak out of that bowl, and water's going to start to come out at different places. So another example is if someone is an atheist and they have no belief whatsoever in God, and then a relative dies, and then they're kind of wondering, well, like, what comes after this life? And they're forced to confront all these different challenges and these kind of philosophical and spiritual ideas. So in those two examples, that's an area where you could look for that weak spot, that kind of that latch that is a sore spot in their life, something that's not being answered by their current worldview, and share the gospel with them.